Good morning, everybody. This is Roger Thunder with Ancient Soul. Well, I'm going to do a little bit more fun video today because my last one was off the rails with F-bombs and all kinds of things. So let's just chill today. I'm going to talk about surfing today. And so some of the thoughts that I had coming into my mind in the last week about surfing is discussing different things like relaxation, and maybe another thing we could discuss would be posture on the surfboard, and another thing we could discuss would be uh, the platform itself, whether it's a short board or a long board, and how that affects your posture and how that might affect uh, your balance and just a number of things that have to do with having a solid platform that's a little bit heavier as opposed to a platform that is small and, for lack of a better term, squishier, like on Jello or something, or harder to control. All right. But first, before we do that, let's watch a little bit of Gerry Lopez here at the Pipeline. And I'm picking him because I think he's a good example of relaxation, and I attribute that to his long standing practice of meditation and yoga. Incidentally, on the opening credits here, the opening, you saw my book, Way of the Wave, and then you saw Ancient Soul Surfing Association. And so if you're interested in any of these things, you can hit the links below about that, the book, or the association in general. Maybe I'll put the website down there as well. So before I do anything else, let's watch a little bit of Gerry Lopez at the Pipeline here, and I might make some commentary as we go, or I might stop the video and make commentary or whatever. I'll play it by ear. So here we go. Okay, so what I think I'll do here is just run the video, and I may stop it at certain points, or maybe I'll just let it run and we'll review it. It's not that long. So let's go here with Gerry Lopez at the Pipeline, and I want you to pay particular attention to the style as far as relaxation and being at ease and stability and all of that stuff. Don't just look at it as this is Gerry Lopez riding an awesome wave at Pipeline. Look at the actual form on the takeoff, on the, dropping in, and then after the drop in. So let's go with this right now. Okay, I'm going to have to stop here. I can see right now, so I can talk about certain things. So let me go back to this frame here, if I can find it here. I'm juggling around my software and trying to do the video at the same time, so bear with me here. Let's go back to we'll jump forward a little. Okay, let's go back to right about here. And I want you to particularly notice something here. Just ignore the buffering because I got it on hold. I want you to notice about how he is standing more in a erect attitude here rather than crunched over. Now, you do have to hunch over. You do have to crouch down when you're in the tube and to keep from getting knocked off your board. But let's watch this here. Notice that relaxed, look at that. Just relaxed stance, upright. crouching into the drop, and when the drop's made, you stand more. And look at this. Yeah, crouch down because you don't want the curl to hit you, the wave, the lip. You have to do it then. But look at the relaxation. It's like he's taking a walk in the park. All right, he's taking a walk in the park. No tension, just smooth moves, and again, no tension whatsoever. Totally relaxed with the flow. Here's another one. Crouch down because the lip is going to knock you off, but otherwise stand up and find your balance in your center. Okay, so let me come back to me here a minute. These shots, this short clip here, can tell you a whole lot about surfing. So I was talking with my friend the other day, and he was sending some videos of himself, and he's out there. He's intrepid. He's a good man. He's out there in the waves, and he learns so much every day. So I want to give kudos out to Matt, but I notice things if I see pictures, or if somebody sends me a picture, or somebody sends me a reel or a video of themselves. First thing I do is look at it and say, well, from my experience as a surfer, how can I help this person with his style or whatever? So I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. But I noticed with my friend that he was more in a hunched over when he was getting into the wave after he would paddle in the wave. It was more like a hunched over with the back hunched up, not relaxed. This is hunched up, okay, like this. This is relaxed, okay. And when you're in that hunched up mode and you got your arms out, kind of like a crab, and you're making it into the wave. A lot of the reason for that is the length of the board. Okay, so if you've got a short board, it's almost like a skateboard. Think about a skateboard on Jello. That's kind of what you want to think about. Is like the shorter the board, the less control you have over it. Really, I mean, as far as just wanting to surf in a smooth, let's say relaxed, chill fashion, okay. If you have a solid platform, let's say you have a medium board in between a long board and a shorter board, the longer if you're on a medium board, that platform's going to seem a little more stable, and you're not going to be like grasping at the air to try to maintain your balance. You're going to be a little bit more relaxed. Now I notice in this video with Gerry here, his board is not a long board. That was the bolt board of that day, the Thunderbolt board that he designed. And actually, the guys in Hawaii were kind of like a whole different breed. The guys that grew up there, it's fantastic to learn about that culture. And even the Howleys, the white guys that were over in Hawaii, were constantly in battles with the locals and stuff like that. There's a good book about that called The Barbarians. It's a Pulitzer Prize winning book. I think it's by Finnegan, and he was there. He grew up there. He knew all the guys. He knew all the secret clubs. He knew everything. So I recommend that you read that book, just because I'm liking it. But so anyway, I know I got off on a little tangent there. Let's get back to the platform. So the platform has to be stable enough for you to feel more comfortable. Now, in my book, The Way of the Wave, Yoga and Surfing, there's a lot of stuff that's discussed about breath work, okay, and remaining relaxed and using certain breathing techniques to enhance that relaxation. And then there's also the aspects of situational awareness and feeling. So let's go back to the video here real quick and watch it some more and just kind of dissect it. Let's do this. We're just going to watch this. See, the key here is being in a situational awareness. I gotta go back here and rewind. Like I say, this is a short video, and shout out to these guys that produced this video. Crouching down in the wave, the board is not a long board, but it's not real short either. It was kind of like they were experimenting around, which is too cool. But look at that. He's so relaxed, he just lets the water hit his head off the lip, and it just shakes it off like, oh, well, you know. This is oneness with the ocean. This is oneness with Moana. This is tuning into the energy and rhythm of the oceanic currents and just feeling the whole thing, right? Look at this. It's like, is he taking a walk in a park or something? Just amazing. Just amazing. Even when he gets hit, he looks relaxed. Just a nice, relaxed, crouching down when you have to. But look at that. He's got control over the board. He could stand upright. Okay, let's go back to here. That's really important as far as the concept of yoga and surfing. First of all, yoga means union. It means being in union with, all right, or connecting with, or feeling the energy of, or being a oneness with. So if you take that concept and you go out and you sit on the beach before you go into the water and you do a little meditation, a little breathing, a little getting into the flow of the energy that's surrounding you and tuning into the vibration. And there's ways that you can do that. There's ways that you can come to your senses, okay, your ears, your breathing, your feeling, your tasting, all your senses. If you close your eyes and just tune into each one, let's say you're sitting by the ocean, tune into hearing and smelling the what the ocean smells like. Tune into what you're hearing with the waves, the rise and fall of the white water and the breaking, and maybe even the birds, seagulls going overhead. You're tuning into your environment, first of all. And then if you sit there and you go through some of the techniques described in my book about using pranayama and breathing and abdominal breathing and just feeling everything around you, okay, this is what leads to the kind of relaxation we just saw with Gerry Lopez. This is what leads to that. And I can look at other guys that are surfing right alongside Gerry, and they're good surfers. They're good surfers, but they don't have that relaxed that relaxed feeling, that just taking a walk in the park and feeling everything around you and having that oneness. That's really important, and that's the message, one of the messages I'm trying to get out here today. So let's take that message. Okay, now we're going to look at another video that is like, it's got a really big platform as far as the board goes, and this is kind of like a Duka Hanamoko style surfing. In other words, the founder of surfing, one of the founders of surfing, or the one that is gets the most, let's say, notoriety. Duka Hanamoko, who was an Olympic swimmer, he surfed in a certain style with the long wooden redwood, and well, I guess there were balsa too. They used different kinds of trees in the making of these big, like 11-foot, 12-foot longboards. They were probably kind of an evolution from the boat or the outrigger or something, and they just figured out, well, let's just make a smaller one. That's my theory anyway. Way back in the dawn of civilization somewhere. But anyway, let's look at, I think this guy's name is Roy Gleave. I think he's a surfer in Australia, and he somehow is associated with the glider, but there's a lot of guys that are experimenting with the glider, which is a board that is as long as what Duka Hanamoko would ride, only it's the modern day, let's say, foam and fiberglass, as opposed to heavy wood that weighed like 200 pounds, 150 pounds. So these things aren't light either. But let's watch this guy and just notice his style on a board that's really large and really has a very stable base. So let's watch this and see what we can find out here. We'll just get it going here. Beautiful setting here. I think they call. I don't know enough about Australia as I should, but I think this is Geoff's Bay or something like that over there, and I could be totally wrong about this. But anyway, let's look at what's going on here. Beautiful, just kind of waves frothing at the top, see? And like here he is, he's on his 12-foot. I think that Roy is a little bit older like myself, and it's just great that he's just out there experimenting around with this stuff. But see how small that wave was and how far he got in to shore? That's another thing about a longer board. You can get into waves way out, okay? And look at the way he just smoothly moves that thing around. This guy does a lot of drop knee turns too. Look at that thing though. It's just fun. It's just how surfing originated, you know? How it actually, look at how small that wave is, and how that just keeps going like right into the rocks almost. Nice movements, nice stable base, drop knee turn. Just, you gotta just look at this and see that long a board. What is that wave? 2 feet? 3 feet? I mean, you're going to get the most out of the wave, brothers and sisters and wahinis and kahunas and whatever you think yourself as. Okay, this is nice. This is nice. Just a perfect example of stability and Yeah, just dive off the front like you're diving off a boat. Look at this wave. Look at how small it is. Come on. There's no argument here as far as like being able to catch waves and just cruise on them and not having to do a lot of gymnastics to prove that you can do a lot of gymnastics. I mean, okay. Yeah, I'm being kind of cynical today. I know. Here's another guy. Okay, easy to get out of. Oh, little nose riding there. Easy to steer out of each other's way. See each other coming. I mean, and having fun, having enough time to relax and feel your surroundings. Here's a close up. Nice drop knee turn. Big board. It's a matter of just, like I was saying before, just having enough time to relax and feel things around you. You're not having to make real quick decisions here, life and death decisions. You're basically painting a picture on the wave. You're having an intimate relationship with the wave. The wave is Moana, the wave is the ocean, the wave is the sea. It's the feminine aspect, all right? And then you got the board, which is, of course, the masculine phallic symbol, all right? Definitely, I guess you could say that, I think. And yeah, see the stability here? Okay, I'm going to end that one here before we get into advertisements and all that good stuff. Let me see if I can get back here. Okay. Webcam. All right. So anyway, I'm kind of having fun with this software, and I don't make a lot of videos. I get inspired sometimes, and I am the founder of the Ancient Soul Surfing Association, and my co-founder is Matt Ferris. And our goal is to educate people with the knowledge and wisdom of the ancients, that were in tune with the goddess energy of the ocean. Before religions, the main religion or the main belief system, which was based on abundance and crops and nature and all that stuff, was the goddess energy. So I'll go with that. Matriarchal, nurturing, that type of aspect. So anyway, I hope you learned a little bit today. Let me see if I can pull up my book again here and give another shameless plug before I leave. That's not it. Here we go. The Way of the Wave, Surfing and Yoga. And 100 pages jam-packed full of everything you wanted to know about meditation, yoga, and asanas, stretches, like you see her doing on the board here, and meditations and stuff like that. So that's that. And so I'll just get out of here right now, and until you see me next time, I'll just say aloha. How's that? That sounds good.